There's so many celebrities between the two, the injury, the hype, the just everything, the assault that was taking place on the basketball court. It's eerie similar. Shout out to Caitlin Clark Style over on Twitter, man. Let's pull up this article right here. So this is the actual event that Caitlin Clark attended before we get into why she went viral. But it stated Peak Inside Grove XX111, Michael Jordan's.
Recent reports indicate that Caitlin Clark had a private encounter with basketball legend Michael Jordan at an exclusive golf event. The meeting took place in Indiana, bringing together two figures who share remarkable parallels in their basketball careers. Throughout her WNBA journey, Clark has frequently been compared to Jordan. The similarities between them are striking, from the attention they've received to the challenges they've faced on the court. The parallels in their experiences have become increasingly evident to basketball observers. The gathering occurred at Grove the 2030, Jordan's private golf facility.
It stated Peak Inside Grove XX111, Michael Jordan's invite-only club. Interior designer, I don't know, we skip past that. Says pace on selection are a large part of why Michael Jordan loves the golf game. And however, the legendary NBA star is one of the most recognizable people on the planet. And no matter which course he's on, he's still subjected to waiting for those playing ahead of him. Now, to tee off during which time, they often realize who he is. He wanted a course.
According to available information, this exclusive venue showcases why the former NBA superstar values the sport of golf. Despite being one of the planet's most famous individuals, Jordan often encountered delays on public courses, while other players recognized him. His solution was creating a private course with controlled access and faster play. Situated in Hobe Sound, Florida, Grove the 23 began operations in autumn 2019. The complex features an 18-hole layout, main building, entry structure, training center, and practice facilities. Notably, automated drones transport refreshments to members during their rounds.
More tailored to a quicker pace of play and one which will allow him to control the guest list, and that it has Grove XX11 was born, located in Hope Sound, Florida. Grove XX111 opened in fall of 2019. So Michael Jordan been had this golf course since 2019. The private golf course includes an 18-hole course, a main clubhouse.
Membership includes prominent figures from entertainment and sports, all personally invited by Jordan himself. The main structure spans 15,000 square feet and was crafted by Nicholas Architects. The building's design draws inspiration from golf swing mechanics. Interior spaces include a retail shop, relaxation area with bar, and separate facilities for male and female members. Jordan participated actively in every design consultation. The architectural elements feature carbon fiberglass components,
a gatehouse, a learning facility, and a practice range. There are even drones that deliver snacks and beverages to members during the play. The member list includes who's who in celebrities and professional athletes who all have received personal invitations from Jordan. The 15,000 square feet, wow, club course was designed by Nicholas Architects, and
The design firm responsible for the interior aimed to establish a comfortable, welcoming atmosphere. The central area houses a substantial bar overlooking the course. Photographic evidence from the event shows Clark at the venue, sporting branded headwear that gained significant attention on social media. One image features her with another attendee who expressed excitement about encountering the best female hooper in the game. Online reactions varied. Some observers noted the meaningful similarities between Jordan and Clark. Others pointed out their shared connection to Nike, though technically Jordan's brand operates as its own entity while maintaining historical ties to Nike.
I'm not even for to slaughter their name. And the curved structure is inspired by the precision and flow of a golf swing. Wow. Inside a pro shop, bar lounge area, and men's and women's locker rooms. This is crazy. So this is the course here, guys. My goodness. Wow. Bro. Why did it look like a Michael Jordan sneaker, bro? The entrance of the main clubhouse designed and built carbon fiber
Interestingly, the person photographed with Clark appeared to be wearing Clark's signature footwear. The significance of this meeting extends beyond a simple social gathering. For Clark to gain access to Jordan's private circle represents substantial recognition. Jordan's involvement demonstrates his awareness of current basketball developments and his interest in the sport's future. Jordan recently mentioned in media interviews that more needs to be done for basketball's growth. Connecting with Clark aligns with that perspective.
Designed and built carbon fiber glass panels. Wow. No freaking way. Enlisted with the responsibility of creating a home away from home ambience for the clubhouse was designed firmly. Wow. Look at this. This is killing the Top Golf course, bro. Jordan was involved in each of the designs meeting. Of course he was. Even his shoes are like magnificent. Wow.
At her peak popularity, Clark became one of basketball's most recognized figures globally, surpassing even established NBA stars in visibility and cultural impact. The private nature of this event suggests substantive conversations likely occurred away from public scrutiny. Golf outings often provide opportunities for extended discussions, and the controlled environment of Grove 23 would facilitate meaningful dialogue about basketball and career development. This connection between generations of basketball excellence carries significant implications for Clark's career trajectory and brand development. Jordan's endorsement, whether explicit or implicit through association, holds immense value in the sports world. The relationship, if cultivated, could provide Clark with unique insights and opportunities unavailable through conventional training partnerships.
This got to be the locker room. Yeah, this is the men's locker room. Wow. What is this? The clubhouse was designed to maximize views of the course located in the middle. It's a large bar. This is just incredible, guys. Wow, wow, wow. So, let's get back to the Caitlin Clark stuff.
The timing during the offseason makes the encounter particularly noteworthy. While some might question any activity outside direct basketball training, access to Jordan's wisdom and experience represents an invaluable form of development. His understanding of managing fame, competition, and longevity in basketball surpasses what most traditional trainers could offer. Jordan's decision to include Clark in his exclusive circle signals his recognition of her impact on basketball. The private setting allowed for authentic interaction without media pressure or public expectations. Such environments enabled genuine mentorship and relationship building that could benefit Clark's continued evolution as both a player and public figure.
Wow, wow, wow. So, let's get back to the Caitlin Clark stuff. So, this was a photo that Caitlin Clark was pictured in with the kid. Had herself a day, played Grove XX111, met the best female hooper in the game, Caitlin Clark. She was there with Michael Jordan, bro. Wow. Wow. So this was the photo right here. That hat went viral last night. Let's check out some of the comments. Let's see here. Brandon Michael, I guess that was the one who originally posted it.
A recent discussion between Stephen Curry and LeBron James has sparked renewed debate about Caitlin Clark's shooting difficulties during her rookie season. The conversation touched on themes that connect to legendary coaching philosophy, particularly from Don Nelson, who holds the record for most victories by any NBA coach in history. Nelson had a lengthy tenure with the Dallas Mavericks and also coached Curry during his early professional years. Clark experienced noticeable struggles with her shooting performance throughout her first year, which coincided with her adding muscle mass. The Indiana Fever recently brought on Rob Dosayer as a player development coach, with Keith Porter also joining the coaching staff. Clark has reportedly responded positively to these additions and their approach to training.
We all know Caitlin Clark struggled with her shot last year, and we all know the following as well. The Indiana Fever just hired this guy, all right? Rob Dossier or Dossier, something like that. He comes to the staff as a player development coach. Great. Keith Porter's also a coach there. Caitlin Clark has evidently liked this as someone that's going to be there around the program training.
Notable skills trainer Chris Brickley, who works with elite athletes including LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Paige Buchers, Tom Brady, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, and Kevin Love, has expressed interest in training Clark during the offseason. This comes after Clark dealt with injuries last season, which prompted widespread discussion about her strength and conditioning program. Historical context reveals shifting attitudes toward resistance training in sports. During the late 1,980 seconds and early 1,990 seconds, baseball players were often discouraged from weight training due to concerns it would negatively impact their swinging mechanics. Pitchers particularly faced restrictions on lifting.
It's someone that's going to be there around the program training. Now, we know recently I did a video, Chris Brickley, who is a coach to, well, basically all the greats in the NBA right now. I mean, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Paige Beckers goes to Chris Brickley. Tom Brady trains with him as well. I mean, we're talking some of the Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love was there when they were doing this article in particular.
However, athletes who later incorporated strength training often saw performance improvements, with some adding significant muscle mass that enhanced their game. Basketball presents unique considerations regarding strength training. Maintaining flexibility and fluidity of movement becomes crucial when shooting requires precise muscle memory and coordination. Clark endured considerable physical contact during her rookie campaign, leading many to suggest she needed additional size for protection, especially given how officials allowed aggressive defensive play against her. Questions arose about whether rapid muscle gain potentially affected her shooting mechanics or contributed to groin injuries she experienced.
We're doing this article in particular, and he has voiced wanting to train Caitlin Clark this offseason. We all know what happened with Caitlin Clark last year, Caitlin Clark getting injured. While that was happening, a lot of people were bringing up weight training. Now, I'm old enough to remember when I played a lot of baseball coming up, and back then, early, we're talking like 87, 88, 89.
Such injuries can result from heavy lifting and prove difficult to overcome fully. During a podcast appearance with LeBron James and Steve Nash, Curry shared a revealing anecdote about weight training from his rookie season. Coming into the NBA as a shooter at approximately 180 pounds, Curry struggled with his three-point percentage during Summer League, shooting in the low 30 seconds. As training camp began, the team emphasized weight room work to add strength and size to his frame. However, his shooting performance continued to deteriorate during the first week of camp.
Back then, early, we're talking like 87, 88, 89, 90, 91. They were telling baseball players to not lift weights. It'll mess up your swing. My best friend was a pitcher that had quite a few Major League Baseball tryouts. He was like all district here, one of the big state players, and ended up playing semi-pro baseball. I mean, he wasn't allowed to lift weights. He was 2 years older than me. And it was funny enough, we started lifting.
Nelson responded dramatically, entering the weight room and angrily confronting the entire strength staff. He insisted they were destroying Curry's shooting ability with excessive lifting. Curry admitted he hadn't previously considered that strength training could negatively impact shooting mechanics. His motivation for lifting had been largely aesthetic, wanting to look more muscular in his jersey. The incident made him question whether the training was genuinely affecting his shot.
And it was funny enough, we started lifting weights when we were 19. He was 21. And then we went out and started playing some ball in our mid-20s again. Guess what? We're raking it all over the lot because, well, we put 30 pounds of muscle on each. But when it comes to shooting a basketball, keeping your flexibility, all these things, when you start lifting weights, can come into question. We know Caitlin Clark.
Curry acknowledged that body composition exists within certain ranges where movement patterns remain optimal. Dramatic physical transformations can alter how the body moves, which he hadn't anticipated could happen to him. He emphasized that functional strength, particularly core stability, matters more than raw power for maintaining efficient movement through the full range of shooting motion. The focus should be on foundational strength that supports controlled movement patterns rather than simply building bulk. This discussion has gained traction among fans and analysts following Clark's situation.
Things when you start lifting weights can come into question. We know Caitlin Clark. She got the crap beat out of her last year. She tried to put on some weight. we all thought she probably should put on some weight for some armor, considering the league was letting her get clotheslined out there. And we've wondered, okay, did it hinder her shot? Did it cause some of these growing pulls? I, for one, have gotten multiple growing pulls deadlifting. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Many have drawn parallels between her shooting struggles and the principles Nelson articulated. Clark has been compared to a combination of Curry and Larry Bird in terms of shooting ability, with passing skills reminiscent of Bird and John Stockton. Commentary surrounding Clark's rookie season focused heavily on the physical nature of professional basketball and the need for defensive strength. The prevailing narrative suggested she needed to add size quickly to withstand contact. However, observations noted she added muscle mass very rapidly, particularly for a female athlete.
Deadlifting. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when I was deadlifting really heavy weight. I mean, I know Caitlin Clark's not deadlifting 500 and 600 pounds, but comparably speaking, she may be using heavy weight. It can happen. It can get irritated, and it's hard to get over. So, Steph Curry was on a podcast with LeBron James and Steve Nash, and he tells a very interesting story about lifting weights and the legendary coach Don Nelson.
Questions emerged about whether the timeline was appropriate, given that women typically build muscle more slowly than men due to hormonal differences. The contrast with Curry's development is striking. While he has become significantly more muscular over his career, the transformation occurred gradually over 2 decades rather than in a single offseason. Rapid strength gains can impact flexibility, movement fluidity, and muscle memory unless the training program is carefully designed and implemented progressively. Athletes who have attempted to play basketball immediately after intense weight training sessions report inconsistent shooting results.
Weights and the legendary coach Don Nelson.
They're told to put on weight or they're told to put on strength, and it can affect their shot. You know, and it's actually, there's no way it could have made it better. But shit, it seems like nothing ever changed. How was that? Like, did that worry you in the beginning? Like, oh shit, y'all tell me I gotta get stronger.
Funny story. So like my rookie year in training camp, so I came in as a shooter in the draft. Right. Don Nelson was my coach, and going through training camp, summer league started. I think I probably shot like low 30s from three in summer league. And then you come into training camp, a couple months later, like still working, getting through, trying to get comfortable with where shots are coming from.
Shots frequently come up short or are overpowered, with little middle ground. These experiences mirror concerns raised during Clark's rookie season about whether her training staff adequately considered the potential impact on her shooting mechanics. The situation raises questions about whether the Fever's strength and conditioning program properly accounted for the delicate balance required for elite shooting performance. Critics suggest that experienced basketball coaching, particularly from former NBA coaches familiar with these issues, might have provided better guidance. The preference for basketball-specific expertise over general strength training becomes more apparent when considering how shooting mechanics can be disrupted.